I'll see if I can record it on my phone when I do it. I'll just do one song.
Could we please get started? Could we please? I'm not, everybody, if everybody could take a seat. Take it where? Good evening. It's lovely to be in Farmington, and it's my pleasure to reconvene this public meeting of the Board of Trustees to order. Let me just make clear, we do have trustees who are participating by technology. They will be counted toward the quorum. To confirm their attendance and to ensure that trustees are able to clearly hear and speak, we will ask for a roll call of the members who are online. Ellen?
Trustee Mish,
Yes.
Trustee Mish, can you hear us?
Yes.
Greg, we can barely hear Trustee Mish.
I can hear you.
Thank you. Mike, can you just talk again? We're trying to.
Yeah, I can hear you okay, Ellen.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I would like tomorrow, we are very eager to hear the UMF presentation. So let me quickly introduce, we'll do better introductions, longer introductions tomorrow, but let me introduce our newest board member, Divya Singraham, who's here with us. Welcome. And tomorrow we'll ask you to give a few words, but in the interest of time, we'll just move on. And we're very pleased to have our faculty representative, Clyde McDonald, here with us, excuse me, from UMF. So with that, we will move on. This meeting is being streamed by YouTube. Closed captioning is available, and we'd ask everybody to speak up clearly so that folks can hear. With that, we will turn immediately to the University of Maine at Farmington and President Joe McDonald.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome our representative, Scott Landry, also, and his wife, Brenda, who is with us today. So on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students, I want to welcome you to Farmington, the public university of Western Maine. Over the next 5 or 6 minutes, I want to tell the story of the University of Maine at Farmington in 3 slides. The first, listing our distinctive features. The second, our major challenges. And the third, a picture of our aspirations. The distinctive features of UMF on the first slide form the building blocks upon which we can forge a future. We have a superb faculty at UMF dedicated to hands-on experiential learning. Here, teaching really does matter. Our faculty and staff provide a highly personalized student experience, an experience students can best receive in a university of this size. We trace our lineage to 1864 and the establishment of the Western State Normal School, and teacher training has been at the heart of this institution for the last 158 years. Great schools of education develop strong liberal arts and sciences program to educate future teachers in the subjects they will teach. UMF's strengths are in teacher education and the liberal arts. Today, teacher education is vitally important to Maine because our state is suffering from a severe teacher shortage, both in numbers and in quality. And the liberal arts are vitally important to our nation, whose citizenry is suffering from a loss of faith in democracy. But teacher education and the liberal arts have fallen out of favor with students, and our enrollment has seen a precipitous drop over the last dozen years. As we move to slide 2, you get a glimpse of the challenges we face and the actions we are taking to address them. We are transitioning from 4-credit to 3-credit courses, which will align us with the rest of the University of Maine system, and most importantly, with the community college system. It will allow us to create articulation agreements with community colleges for students to transfer into UMF. We are improving our first-year experience to retain more students and re-examining our academic structure to gain efficiencies and encourage collaboration. To attract more students, our faculty, along with our admissions staff, are reaching out to high school teachers, visiting high schools, and inviting prospective students to campus and giving them an experience of a UMF education. We are broadening our market with an emphasis on early college, adult learners, and graduate students. The faculty are developing 6 new graduate certificates, 1 new master's degree, and 1 new undergraduate major, all designed to increase enrollment without adding new faculty. We are accomplishing this by increasing the size of some of our undergraduate classes to move from a preponderance of small classes to a mix of small and medium-sized classes. Auxiliary services, housing, and food service remain our major budgetary issue, and those are partially being addressed with infrastructure improvements and an exploration of dedicating a portion of our dormitories to workforce housing. In our dining services, we will be moving away from the expensive fixed fee arrangement, which had become necessary during the pandemic. Our proposed energy services contract will free this university from fossil fuels, save $400,000 every year, and increase the net asset value of our facilities to 67% of their replacement value. As we move to slide 3, you can see the direction we are heading in, attracting and retaining more students and achieving a balanced budget. We are the public university in Western Maine, and we want to move more deliberately to serve our region. We do it with our teacher education program, our Emory Community Arts Center, and our Sweat Winter Early Education Lab School. We plan to expand our outdoor recreation program to include tourism and hospitality in partnership with other UMS universities, and we plan to strengthen our relationship with the ski industry. We also are working at becoming a greater resource for adult learners and early college students in Western Maine. We want to build into our value proposition career pathways for students by taking full advantage of the UMS Transforms program, giving our students opportunities for paid internships, and to combine the liberal arts with career-oriented programs by encouraging double majors and minors. As the pandemic eases, we want to expand our May travel courses to take students to countries throughout the world and to bring students from other countries to UMF to enrich our community and to increase our enrollment. Finally, we believe UMF can serve as a catalyst in Maine to reimagine education in the 21st century, from early childhood through to high school. The enrollment and budgetary challenges at UMF have a long history and are not easily resolved. But by employing new ways of thinking, members of the administration, faculty, and staff are working together to resolve these issues. So I want to thank you for coming to Farmington to see the university firsthand and for your continued support for UMF as we transition to become a financially viable university. So thank you. Now I want to turn the program over to Professor Clyde Mitchell so that you can hear directly from our faculty, staff, and students to learn more about this wonderful university. Thank you.
Thank you, President McDonald. So I'm sure if you are a trustee, you've heard from me a lot of times and you know the things that I got to talk about, the same sort of issues. Tonight, what we felt is that you would rather hear from the staff, students, and faculty from UMF and hear their stories and what UMF means to them and the things that make them excited. So you can get an idea of what UMF is really about. So sitting behind me, we have a group of faculty, staff, and students, and they're each going to take a couple of minutes just to introduce themselves and tell you what they're doing at UMF and what they find so exciting here. So I'm just going to grab the mic and get it.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Lori Coben, and I'm a professor of mathematics, as well as the director of our actuarial science program. I'm a first-generation college student and the proud daughter of a beef farmer from Dexter, Maine. So I feel very much at home being at Farmington. I started at UMF in 2006. The actuarial science major began in 2016, and this year we'll graduate our 45th major. One big problem is that we do not have enough majors to keep up with the requests for recommendations that I get from companies. I noticed that there was a high school competition called Modeling the Future, sponsored by the Actuarial Foundation, to introduce high school students to the profession. Prior to this year, no team from Maine had participated in the competition. Well, a week and a half ago, UMF hosted 100 high school students from around the state to learn about this challenge, the actuarial profession, and UMF. And as of last Friday, 80 students from our event were registered for the challenge. The Actuarial Foundation is thrilled with UMF. They would have been happy with 25. The day after this event, I received an email from an Elevance Health actuary that said, quote, "I am very serious when I say this, that UMF is the best actuarial program I have seen. Kind of jealous I didn't go there." End of quote. I'm not going to tell you where he went. Okay. What makes UMF's actuarial program excellent is that it's not just a collection of classes. It has a culture of close connection to the profession from its inception. 75% of our graduates complete paid internships, many of which lead directly to jobs. We are working to expand this culture to math and computer science through a sophomore level professionalism class that will begin next year and prioritize connections to active professionals. My personal goal is that in 5 years, our internships rates in math and computer science will join actuarial science at 75%. Thank you, my colleague Luke.
Hi, everybody. Just 2 minutes on anthropology. I'm an associate professor here and also teaching geography, help with the GIS curriculum. I came here in 2011 from New Mexico, didn't know anything about New England and landed in this small town. And it ends up being an amazing place to live and work. And UMF has really become just an amazing community, great faculty, amazing staff, and the students are kind, they're respectful. They're just really, really great to work with every single day. I have the fortunate opportunity to teach with two other anthropologists, two cultural anthropologists. I'm an archaeologist. And we in anthropology take on really challenging topics. We teach classes on incarceration, on race, on global climate change. I'm teaching a class on Bigfoot for the first time. But we offer courses that are timely. They're in the news. Students are excited about them. We have speakers. We take trips. Our faculty in our department have taken travel courses to Peru, Newfoundland. We'll go to New Mexico this spring. And we participated on the virtual global experience with faculty in other countries, including Peru, and the first tribal college virtual global experience, a tribal college in Montana as well. So, in anthropology, we're really excited about sort of what we're doing here. We've also, I'm pleased to say UMF last year recognized our first Indigenous land and water acknowledgement with help from UMF students, and we're really proud of that work. And so I think taken together, anthropology as representative of the social sciences here is just doing great stuff, and we can't wait to see what happens next. So thank you.
Couldn't quite get the seating in order, so Lewis. Oh, Lewis.
Thanks. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lewis Robinson. I'm an assistant professor of creative writing here at UMF. I came to the university in 2020 during the heart of the pandemic. Was very happy to be able to teach in person, in mass, spread out in those big classrooms. I have been a publishing fiction writer in Maine for the last 20 years. But it was, and I worked at the University of Southern Maine's Stone Coast program for 8 years. But when I came to UMF as part of the Visiting Writers series, I immediately saw what a special, dedicated, and enthusiastic creative writing community UMF has. We have a BFA program, which is like an art school for writers. But I think that what really sets us apart as a program is that our students are excellent at collaborating and helping each other become better writers. That is part of the ethos that we developed from their first class here onward. And when President McDonnell asked us for ideas about how to increase enrollment, I thought first about our amazingly talented upperclassmen in the BFA program and how they could help me go to high schools throughout the state and teach creative writing workshops for those high school students, which would not only spread the writing love throughout the state from UMF, but also would give these great students an opportunity to lead workshops with me. So we've done a number of them already. They've been really successful, I think, for the high school students and for our BFA students. And we're also, that same group of students will be helping me run a week-long writing workshop for high school students in July here on campus. So that's, part of our recruitment effort is to encourage students to come to UMF for that week and see what it's like. So that's my story. Thank you.
Did Erin arrive? Yep. Okay, I'm gonna go. Well, hello. Hi, everyone behind me. I'm Lisa Henry. I'm the director of the Master's in Counseling Psychology program with an emphasis in the creative arts. I actually earned my bachelor's degree from UMaine Orono Psychology Department, and I'm proud and grateful to be a part of a system that had such a significant impact on my own life. Although I'm passionate about the UMaine system, I'm even more passionate about expanding the number of therapists in Maine to help some of our most vulnerable citizens. Presently, those struggling with mental health issues are often being told there's a 3 to 4 month waiting list in order to see a therapist. It's clear we need all of our clinical mental health programs to help address this crisis. What makes our program unique is we provide 4 additional courses in the creative arts, so future therapists can integrate these methods to reach those who may not find traditional therapy a good fit. We have successfully graduated our first cohort, and many have begun the process of earning their license to practice. It's important to note that the state will not review any new academic programs until the first graduate applies for licensure to determine if the program meets those standards. I am very pleased to say that all our applications have been approved, and we can now confidently say our program meets the state standards.
We will be enrolling our 4th full-time cohort next fall, and we've had 330 inquiries into our program since its inception. We continue to hear 2 things, and if I could use my hands like I typically do, I'd go 1 and 2. Basically, potential candidates are saying they're interested in the creative arts, so there's the draw to our program for that. But the other piece is they want to attend part-time so they can continue to work. In conclusion, we would like to address the needs of students and our citizens of Maine. With the knowledge that our program has state approval, we are now poised to add a part-time program, and we look forward to proposing it by the end of the month. Thank you so much for your time and all that you do.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Shannon Larson. I'm an associate professor of elementary education, and I work in both the undergrad and graduate programs. This is my 11th year at UMF, and I came here because of the location and because of its emphasis on high quality teaching and the ability to get to know my students. This was critical to me when I was an undergraduate student, and I really wanted to have the opportunity to work at a place with that kind of focus. I love being at UMF because of the people. I've had so many opportunities to collaborate with colleagues all across campus on my research and on my teaching, and those collaborations have only made me better at what I do. And the students here are incredible. They work harder than I ever did as an undergrad, and it's really an inspiring story for many of them. It's such a privilege to be a part of their journey into the education profession. So how are we recruiting more of those amazing students? Well, at the graduate level, we continue to develop more graduate programs in education. We already have 5 in existence, and we are working on another. We also have 10 certificates in education with 2 more in the pipeline. The undergrad and graduate programs are working together to develop pathways for alternative certification for the many, many people who are currently working in schools under emergency licensure. These people do not have teaching certificates, and should they choose to stay in the profession, we hope they will come to UMF to take the courses they need to become licensed teachers. More recently at UMF, we had an education-focused open house where we had over 140 prospective students come to campus. They had the opportunity to meet and work with current students as well as with faculty to learn what it might be like to be a student here. This was done in collaboration with admissions and with the support of our administration. And we of course hope to do more events like this. Most immediately, we are looking towards the spring to accepted student days, when we hope we can have more collaborations with admissions to turn some of those accepted students into matriculated students. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Liz Potter Nelson, and I'm an assistant professor of physics and science education. I started at UMF, this past August, and I was excited to accept the position here because of UMF's history as a normal school, and because it gave me an awesome opportunity to tie together my research interests of sustainability education with physics and education. While I wish I could take all of my time and tell you about the awesome research that's happening within the Division of Natural Sciences, like our biology and geology research, I would actually like to take this time to share a project that the division is as excited to be working on with others in the university. Currently, we are working on with an interdisciplinary team of faculty members to create a Master's of Science in Climate Change Education and a corresponding graduate certificate in climate change education. These programs will share a set of core coursework in the sciences, education, and humanities, while providing students who we anticipate will be teachers and non-formal educators the opportunity to dive deeper into their interests in climate change and sustainability. This could be through applications in elementary or middle school education, and also include a pathway to teacher education, specifically in science education. This leverages the depths of knowledge within the faculty and also addresses the needs of teachers throughout Maine, many of whom are UMF alum and have articulated a desire to integrate climate change and sustainability into their curriculum, but need support in overcoming barriers. Not only will this program address these clearly identified barriers, but it will provide a unique opportunity to collaborate with stakeholders who are interested in education throughout Maine, including but not limited to the Gulf of Maine Research Institute and the Maine Math and Science Alliance, in addition to others within the University University of Maine system, like the Climate Change Institute at Orono. Sustainability and climate change affects everyone, and we see these graduate programs as the perfect way to meet a clearly articulated need and do what we do best through preparing high-quality teachers. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nicole Ashe, and I'm an assistant professor in the Rehabilitation Services program. I started in 2012 with Shannon. She and I began our journey here together, and I chose to come to Farmington because I'm actually an alum of Farmington, class of 2007. It was a wonderful experience, and I can pinpoint a number of experiences I had as a student at Farmington to my success as a professional and an individual who's able to contribute to the community. So what I would choose as my thing that I'm most passionate about here at Farmington is the students. If I had to choose one, and I share my enthusiasm with Shannon, is that these students are incredible. I teach intro courses at the first year, and I teach advanced courses their senior year. And the full circle that these students are able to make, or the 180 these students make in their courage and their confidence in themselves and their ability to find their passions. And so the work that we do is on behalf of vulnerable populations in the state of Maine. So it's people who have no voice of their own. And so our students are able to find their own confidence and then be able to bestow that upon the folks that they work with and be able to make those changes on behalf of other individuals. And it's a really impactful, wonderful thing. So to help more students know about the good work that we do here at Farmington, we have several initiatives coming down that we're already implementing. One of the first things we've done is that we've created a rehab online program, and this allows adult learners who are currently working beneath the or sub-bachelor's level employment position are sort of limited in their ability to promote themselves just because they don't have the degree. So we're able to work with them in an online capacity to be able to allow them opportunities to get their bachelor's degree. We have several, probably 50% of our students currently are out of state and 50% currently are in state. So that's a wonderful program, and we're going to be graduating our second year this May. We're really excited for them. We've also developed 3 articulation agreements with SMCC, CMCC, and KVCC. In January, we're going to be speaking to all 3 of those institutions, those community colleges, and we're going to be talking with those students in hopes that they will want to choose Farmington to come to continue their education in the fall. We also just were awarded a collaborative grant with UMA, which I'm pretty excited about still. It's one of the Tri-Funds collaborative grants. We're going to recruit students into substance abuse and employment specialist certifications. And these are 2 vastly vacant positions or 2 employment positions in the state of Maine. There are wait lists months long, like my colleague Lisa had said, there are wait lists also months long for this too, for individuals to receive services. Some counties don't even have individuals to choose to be an employment specialist. So there are no vendors available in that county for an individual who's seeking help. We also do early college courses. We have produced our own recruitment video that went out during the pandemic because we weren't able to attend college fairs and we weren't able to get into classrooms. So we created a YouTube video where you could click on the link and see all the good work that our alumni are doing. So our recruitment video was our dabble at sort of reaching people when we couldn't reach them with the pandemic. And then also somebody else had noted about paid internships. And I can proudly say the last 3 semesters, 100% of our interns were fully paid with benefits, the whole everything. So that's really exciting for what our employers are looking for in our graduates and seeking them out, and also the services our students can have as access. So thank you again for all your time.
Good evening. My name is Tasha Lima, and I'm the Director of Advising and oversee career services here at UMF. I started my position just 1 year ago, transitioning from my previous role as a TRIO advisor at Eastern Maine Community College. I came to UMF in search of an opportunity to serve the public liberal arts in Maine with my own academic background firmly rooted in the liberal arts. My time here has been both rewarding and empowering. I've developed programs and initiatives in collaboration with my colleagues that center the diverse and changing needs of UMF students and promote retention and success. In spring of 22, I established an advising council and began work towards centralizing and professionalizing our first-year registration process. I'm currently piloting a co-taught section of a first-year seminar focused on career exploration that includes a weekly skills lab targeting learning behaviors students need for success, such as time management, growth mindset, and mental health and wellness. As a part of Skills Lab, I've also started a peer advising program that offers course-embedded peer advising and drop-in advising support throughout the week. Most recently, I've collaborated on a Davis Foundation grant to improve retention in the UMA-UMF Nursing Program Partnership and co-authored a MELMAC grant seeking funds to support our student athletes in meaningful DEI training. This semester, I've also had the opportunity to lead a cross-departmental team of faculty and staff to assess academic advising at UMF and make recommendations for improvements, which are centered on developing first-year academic advisors for each college and creating teams of interdisciplinary peer advisors to support the first-year transition, which we believe will help UMF students develop a sense of community and belonging, which is critical to their success. These are just a few of the initiatives and efforts I've put my passion and energy toward in my short tenure at UMF. I'm excited by the opportunities that challenges present, and I look forward to continuing my work promoting student success in service to the UMF community and to the state of Maine. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Carnahan, and I am Director of Mental Health and Counseling Services, as well as a proud UMF alum, class of '06. Our clinical team provides counseling services to both our undergraduate and graduate students, consultation for staff and faculty, and outreach services to support the mental well-being of all members of our campus community. This academic year, as you know, is particularly unique as we have first years through seniors all experiencing a full normal school year for the first time. Now more than ever, it is crucial for students to have access to counselors within their campus communities. You heard others mention how long the wait list is if you want to get counseling outside of college. We get people in within 1 to 2 weeks. Last spring, we started a clinical internship program that has allowed us to expand counseling services without increasing our costs at all. Not only does this help us meet the ever-growing demand for services, it also gives students who are experiencing financial hardship a way to access high-quality counseling for free within their own community. This program provides current and future UMF and UMaine system alumni the opportunity to have a meaningful graduate internship experience while strengthening the bond between our counseling center and the counseling graduate programs at UMF and other system campuses. Having a fully staffed counseling center has allowed us to be even more proactive in supporting staff and faculty through our outreach efforts, including, but by no means limited to, participation in orientation events and residence life trainings, collaboration with our athletics department and mainly outdoors, seminars and trainings for faculty and staff, and bystander intervention programming. We know empirically that university mental health and counseling services are crucial to students' personal and academic growth and persistence. I am truly honored to have this opportunity to share a bit of what we do with you, and I thank you for your attention to the mental well-being of students in our university system.
Thank you, Sarah. And the counseling center does fit students in immediately if they have a crisis. So it's one week for like a normal issue, but in crisis, they help them immediately, which is really wonderful. I'm going to hand over to Jamie now.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jamie Bowden. I'm the Director of Athletics here at the University of Maine at Farmington. I also in charge of our coaching minor. Thank you for allowing me to represent our athletics department and share with you some of our continued efforts as it relates to recruitment and retention. I'm a proud alumnus of UMF. I came in 1993. Like our current students at UMF, I came because of a coach. That relationship is the #1 reason our students choose UMF. Our coaching staff of 21 varsity sports works tirelessly along with our admissions staff to find quality student athletes that are a great fit for UMF and for their specific athletic programs. Our coaches are invested in UMF. 72% of our coaching staff are alumni. Our coaches strive to give their current student athletes the same experience that they had when they were student athletes on our campus. This also increases the intentional relationship with our alumni as we look to them as a tool to help us identify and recruit prospective students. We have transition club sports programs to varsity programs as we look to build our athletics footprints. We've increased our sports medicine to make sure our students are healthy and safety, and work with mental health counseling as well. We've partnered with our admission staff to find unique ways to bring members of our coaching staff to prospective students, and have designed specific athletic recruitment efforts on our campus. In the past 2 years, we've had 80 additional students come to visit our campus, specifically with those programs coaching staff have set up to bring them to our campus to meet and tour beyond an initial tour based on admissions. Our student athletes are leaders on campus, enhance our campus community. They graduate and become proud alumni that want to share their story with others. Our varsity athletes and their experience as students is integral to the success of our strategic plan. On our campus, athletic provides a focus through competition and teaches grit. If you were my athlete right now, or before we started doing goal setting, I would talk to you about a compass and true north. So we'd ask you, everyone in the room, where's north? Okay, so you might not know, but I'll help you out. North is that way. So for our athletes, they know what their north is. They work with their teams, they work with their goals, and they know where they're always going. The other thing that athletics always gives to our students and to our campus, the effort of hard work and what that means. So later tonight, when you're really bored, raise your hand as high as you can, think about it for a second, and then raise it a little bit higher, because you can always do more. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you, Jamie, and for everything that athletics does for our students at UMF. So you've heard from some of our faculty and from our staff and administrators. Now you're going to hear from the most important group of all, and that's the students. That's why we all here and why we work and why we love our job and why we love UMF. So I'm going to hand over to the students now, and they're going to tell us what they like about being here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gray. I'm really excited to be able to talk to you all. So I'm from a tiny town in Midcoast, Maine. It's called Montville. Woo. Got about 1,000 people. I'm an anthropology major here, and I'm in the process of picking up an environmental policy and planning minor. So I came here in the fall of 2019, and despite the fact that the world turned upside down later that academic year, you guys might remember, I count the decision to come here as among the best I've made in my life. I chose Farmington because of the overwhelming number of people in my life who or who were UMF graduates and pretty much had rave reviews, like teachers, family, friends of the family. They just couldn't. I was shocked at how many people I knew and whose opinion I cared about were UMF graduates, and they told me about their experiences and encouraged me to attend. And you know what? 3 years later, they were right. They were completely right. I was pretty skeptical, but they were totally right. And I've love it here too, for a whole range of reasons, but like nowhere else have I encountered such dedicated instructors and whose love for their subjects and care for their students is so blatant. It's entirely due to the quality of UMF's academic programs and the professionalism and kindness of their staff and faculty that I felt confident enough to switch my major halfway through my college career. I knew then and now that I would be supported and encouraged to learn and grow no matter where, no matter what program I ended up in. And so I found a home in anthropology and, more broadly speaking, in this campus. This university fulfills like an essential niche right at the intersection of, people who care and I think that's super obvious, and emphasis on learning, and it has and continues to shape my life for the better. And the best and most important part is that I am not unique. There are so many people past and present and hopefully future who have come here and become part of this singular community. And I really hope I get to carry on the Grand Farmington tradition of encouraging people I know to come here. Thanks very much.
Hello, my name is Grayson Treese. I'm the president of the Student Senate here at UMF. I am also from a small town in coastal Maine. I'm from Verona Island. And UMF actually originally was not my first choice of college. I'm a political science major with a minor in legal studies and English. I originally planned to go to a slightly larger school that would have a law major. But after talking to some of the faculty at my high school and really thinking about what I wanted in a college, I decided to come to UMF, and I am so glad that I made that choice because I love it here. I've been presented with countless opportunities during my time at UMF, and just one of them has been the privilege of being on Student Senate and working my way to being the president of the Student Senate. Student Senate and student government is really different at most of the UMaine schools, and I'm sure at other schools beyond our system. But here in our Senate, what we do is everybody pays a student activity fee as part of their tuition, and we collect that and reallocate it to clubs, as well as making and interpreting policy and things like that. We have a lot of different committees, a couple of which being Club Rights and Affairs and Student Rights and Affairs, where we kind of work to make sure things are going smoothly on campus and help students whenever we can. During my time on Senate, we have all worked tirelessly to ensure that there's many opportunities for students on this campus and that all of these clubs and organizations that we have run smoothly. Both Senate funded and non-Senate funded clubs here on campus work collectively to ensure that we have all the chances possible for students to reach out and meet like-minded people and get to do things that they love to do. Sorry, I already said some of this, so I just give ahead. What we do with the student activity fee is that we reallocate it to these clubs to go on trips, conferences, tournaments for club sports, as well as buy inventories for their clubs so that they're able to operate as smoothly as possible. We also work to ensure that students are not being wrongly affected by any kind of policy or things like that, where we can then work with upper administration to kind of solve those problems. The Student Senate is an amazing organization on campus, and I am extremely pleasured to be a part of it. And I look forward to continuing my work on Senate and helping us to become even more than we currently are. The work that Senate has done for student life on this campus is beyond words. We have so many different clubs, to name a few. We have the Writers Guild, we've got the Black Student Union and the Queer Student Union. We've got student theater. We have many, many different clubs on this campus that I'm very happy to be able to help students have those opportunities and get to meet people like them and just get to have a good time at college. So while there's more work that can always be done in any organization like this, I'm very happy to be a part of what we are doing now and helping students to get out there and have a good time. So thank you.
Hello, my name is Emmeline Remington, and I'm from Bennington, Vermont. I arrived here as a transfer in 2019, and at the time I came here, to be honest, I didn't even think I was going to graduate college. However, over the course of my time here, I've added another major. I'm a double major now in theater and creative writing. And on campus, I'm the vice president of Student Theater UMF, as well as the president of Alpha Psi Omega, the nationally recognized honors theater fraternity. In addition to this, I'm also a member of Sigma Tau Delta and the senior class secretary as well. As part of my work study jobs, I manage the alumni theater costume shop, and I teach directing as well. Currently, the theater is working on Frankenstein by Nick Deere, which is such a great opportunity because we're one of the very first colleges in America to perform this play. I'm working as the coordinating designer and also the female lead. What I love about UMF is our small, close-knit community where I'm able to pursue my passions, both theater and creative writing departments at our university are nothing short of incredible, and being able to study under professors who truly love not only their work, but their students as well is something that I'm incredibly grateful for. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Danelle McDonald. I'm from Waterville, Maine, and I'm a junior majoring in secondary education with a concentration in English. I came to UMF for their education program where I get a lot of hands-on experience in public high schools. And I'm also taking really challenging education classes where I can become the best teacher I can be. I also came here for the small campus. I really like the feeling. It's really, really homey. Everyone here is like a family and we all take care of each other. I've done a lot of work on campus. I am one of Tasha's peer advisors for the campus, and I am also her co-instructor for her Friday skills lab or her first year seminar course. It's been really, really nice to work with all the different faculty and programs on campus. I work in the admissions office. I've been there since my freshman year, where I give group tours, and I also help plan and host all of these collaborating recruitment events that you've been hearing about. UMF is a place where every single student can feel like they belong. We welcome everyone with a huge smile, and we take care of everyone who comes to us. It's a place where students can thrive. Not many universities care or prioritize their students' aspirations for learning and knowledge and fun and laughter and just having a good time. And UMF is definitely one of those places. And I am very, very proud to be a Beaver.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Hartford, and I graduated UMF in 2019 with a degree in elementary education. Through my time at UMF, I was very fortunate to have professors who not only knew me by name, but they knew who I was as an individual. I can say without a doubt that every single one of my professors cared about who I was. They knew me. I had one bake me a cake on my birthday, and that's just not something that you would see at other universities. UMF also prepared me for my future in education. I was able to go to several different conferences in education around the United States. One was in Houston, one was in Maryland. I was a Wilson Scholar, and I was able to present my research not only here on campus, but I also was able to go to Atlanta, Georgia, and present in front of different educational peers. All of this led up to me graduating UMF feeling confident that I was going to be successful in my career of education, and I have been. I did my student teaching in a little town called Skowhegan, and luckily when I graduated, a spot opened up and I snuck right in, and I've been there ever since. And UMF, I can say without a doubt, prepared me for what teaching was going to be like. I had several different opportunities as an undergraduate. And so when it was time for me to start my master's, I knew without a doubt there was only one school for me to come back to, and that was UMF. So I am currently enrolled in their educational leadership graduate program. Since being enrolled, I have already become the lead teacher at my school, thanks to UMF's preparation, and I've only been there for 4 years. Every opportunity that UMF has provided has made me not only a better teacher, but a better human being, and it wouldn't be the same without the amazing professors that UMF offers. Thank you.
I have one or two more.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Morgan Rogers. I am also a secondary education student with a concentration in English. I am also what you would consider a non-traditional student, I suppose. I've actually spent years not at college. I was a veteran I was a self-defense and martial arts instructor, an accomplished cook, and a farrier. And at some point, I remembered that I was also a scholar. So when I also found out that I was going to be a father, I decided that I really needed to figure some things out. And I had heard terrific things about the education program at UMF. And that was kind of the deciding factor, because I also realized that I really enjoyed educating and I wanted to do it in a different way. I was not someone who necessarily suffered my education failed me, but I was someone who recognized that education needed to change. And the big thing that I'm picking up here at UMF is we are working to change our educators and adapt and make sure that they are prepared to improvise and adapt to situations. Our young learners are diverse, and we're starting to really recognize that. So that has been, I think, the single takeaway that I've had from my experience here at UMF, and I trust that that will continue. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you to all the students for what they had to say about UMF. They seem to love it here, and that's why we love being here as instructors and as faculty and staff. I just wanted to check in if anyone on the Board of Visitors wanted to say anything. I don't know if anyone. Oh, there we go. So, got to have the last say. I know that you're all looking forward to going to the reception and dinner. So we probably won't do much more. Hayden, did you want to do anything? Say anything? No. Nope. Okay. So I think with the. There we go. So thank you, everybody, and look forward to seeing you at the reception and dinner.
Well, before you go, I think we've long known Clyde Mitchell has a passion for this institution. He lets it be known very clearly. We took a wonderful tour of the campus today. But President McDonald's slides and the passion and just articulation of what this place means was extremely moving and very informative. So thank you all so very, very much. Dare I ask, does anyone have any questions? On to the reception. I think we don't need a motion to adjourn. I think we have a consensus on that one. Thank you all very, very much. We're going to Emory and the Emory building. Emory Community Arts Center, which is, and where is it? Out the front door. Oh, and there's signage out the front door. Well, there's signage and goes across the street. Good, thank you. I don't know.